Hi, welcome to May. We're so excited to be joining you for Cinco de Mayo. As part of our calendar, we always do something special. And this month is a Cinco de Mayo themed pork tamale recipe, which we're very glad to share with you today.
So this recipe I got from Juan. Juan right here, Juan and Letty. I've worked with Letty for 30 years. We've been friends for 30 years. And Juan, her husband, taught me to make tamales, and this is his family's recipe. We've got other people here today also, because you'll discover making tamales done in a group is way more fun. So we've got Lorena. She makes tamales. She can assemble them better than any of us here possible. Maria and I have worked together now for how many years?
25 years.
Well, again, phenomenal at this. And of course, Mitch, you know, from all of our videos, here to help us make these tamales and pull this together. So Juan, do you want to get started today?
Yes, this is a family recipe that's been in our family for generations, and it always comes out delicious.
Perfect. So let's get started. So Juan, the way you've explained to me this, it's really three parts. One, it's making a paste from the chilies. Two,
Correct.
It's cooking the pork. Three, it's making our masa so we can put this together. And then the fourth part, I guess, is assembly. Have I missed anything there?
No, I think you've hit it all.
So tell us about the parts we need for the chili paste.
We use the chiles, is chile guajillo, ancho. We have onions, we have the garlic, salt, cumin, oregano, and the bouillon, but we use Knorr because it tastes real good. Pull off the stem, then you open it up and take all the seeds out.
How do you know when they're out?
Well, you can rip it open and make sure all the seeds are out. There you go.
Okay.
Now they're all out. And then you just place them in a container, and they should all, you know, and both of them end up like this. The guajillo and the ancho will both be the same way. No stems or seeds.
So as I read your instructions, we're going to take our peppers, and we've got 4 ancho and 4 guajillo. How do I say those again?
Yep, exactly.
Guajillo and ancho peppers.
Ancho, yeah.
And we're
Guajillo and
gonna-
ancho.
And we're going to saute those right now, and then we're going to add in our onion, then we'll add in our garlic, and then we'll add in our spices, and then boil those eventually with the bouillon that we've got.
Correct.
Perfect.
And the pot does have a little bit of oil in it. There we go. And then we're adding a little bit of salt. Just move it around for about 10-15 minutes so everything gets sauteed in there. Get it all mixed up with the oil. Yeah, let's go ahead and add the onions now. There you go. And then just give it a good stir, mix everything in. Make sure everything gets mixed in. There you go. And then we'll eventually start adding the rest of the ingredients to let it simmer. So now this is sauteed enough. We're going to add the rest of the ingredients. We're going to add the garlic. We're going to add the oregano, and then we're going to add the cumin and salt. The salt, we have it over here.
Oh.
There we go. And then we're just going to make sure they all get mixed in together. It's starting to smell real good. It's ready for the water. We're going to add 3 cups of water. And after the 3rd water, we're going to add our bouillon in. And we're going to mix everything real good and then bring it to a boil. Put the lid on it, and we'll let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, it's been about 10-15 minutes, and it looks like it's pretty much done. It's ready. We're going to strain this and then put it in the blender. Then go ahead and take them out and let them strain for a little bit. Well, the liquid, we're going to save it because we're going to use some of it for the masa, and then the rest we're going to use it to cook the pork. So give it great flavor. So now we just take it to the blender and make our paste.
I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't cook a whole lot.
That's why we're here. And we want this to be more like a little paste in there. We're gonna let this cool down and get it ready for our next step. This is the cooking leftover liquid that we use from cooking the chiles, and this is the paste that we're gonna use for the pork. Okay, part 2 of this is we're gonna cook the pork. We're gonna throw in the onions first. Add a little bit of oil. A little bit of salt. We saute our onions for a minute. Then we add the crushed garlic. And from here we add the pork.
This is 2 pounds of pork shoulder that we just chopped up this morning.
And once we mix it up, we'll add a little bit more salt. 3 cups of water. And then 2 teaspoons of bouillon. We'll bring this to a simmer and we'll put it in the oven in a minute. And then we can preheat our oven to 225. There we go. Now that we got it simmering, we're gonna put it in the oven for 225, at 225 for at least 2 to 3 hours. All right, Ben, go ahead and open up the oven. And there we go. Thank you.
Okay, the movie magic. We actually already have the meat cooked. We actually put this on last night at 195. Pork shoulder, the connective tissue breaks down between 195 and 205. And so if you keep it that magic zone, it'll braise, shred, but not overcook. And so we let this cook all night. And now we've got the meat already set up so we can just shred it apart and use it to make our tamales.
Okay, so now Ben's gonna take it out, put it in the bowl so we can shred it with a fork. That's good enough.
Okay.
And little by little, it's gonna shred all up. And you can also get help from Ben if you want.
Ben's willing to help.
Yes.
It's hard to know.
Doing a great job. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks good.
All right.
And now that we've shredded it, we're gonna add 3 spoons of chili paste for flavor, to add additional flavor. And the rest we're gonna use for our masa. And there you go. And then our next step is going with the masa.
Actually good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And our next step, we're gonna make the masa, and this is Lorena, she's gonna make the masa. Best masa maker in this side of the Rio Grande.
So we have 1 cup of lard, 4 cups of masa, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of chili paste, and 3 cups of our chicken stock here. After washing my hands, I started to massage the lard. That way it can become a little bit more softer consistency. And we're gonna slowly add in our other ingredients. We have our baking soda, and salt. And we're just gonna continue to massage these ingredients together with your lard. You'll know when it's time to add the masa once you feel your lard is a little bit more on the smoother side. With the warmth from your hands does help it get a lot softer and smoother, almost like buttery texture. I think we can actually do the bouillon.
We can add in the masa now.
Yeah. We're gonna add in our 4 cups of masa now. And I'm gonna gradually mix that together with my lard. This will all become a lot smoother once we add our chicken stock. So now we're gonna gradually add our chicken stock to our mix. Just add it little by little. You do not have to use the entire 3 cups of chicken stock. Slowly add it into your masa because you do not want this to be too runny. You do want it at a doughy texture, just not too runny. As you're adding your chicken stock, you want to continue to massage all those ingredients together to form your masa. I'm like,
I don't want to let it get too
the harder
running.
it is, the more your arms, the workout's coming in. We're gonna go ahead and add a tablespoon of our chili paste to get the color going. It also gives it some flavor, and you can add more as you go. We're just adding 1 tablespoon at a time. Mixing that together. I think I want to add more chicken stock to make it softer. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so it looks like you need a little bit more chili paste in it,
Okay.
just to give it a little bit more color.
All right, how are we looking, Lorena?
So it's looking like we're ready to start assembling our tamales.
Okay. All right, now that we've soaked these over the husk overnight, we're gonna get ready, and Lorena's gonna show you step by step how we go in making our tamal before we cook them.
So we're gonna go ahead and take your husk. Now there is a rough side to each husk and a soft side. You want to spread your masa on the soft side of the tamale. Why is that? Because whenever they're cooking with the steam, you want it to get that shape, and the softer side of the tamale does help the masa stick together and build that form of the tamale. So we're gonna get a good amount. You want to start with a good tablespoonful. And you want to spread that very gently. Take your time. You don't want to spread the whole tamale. You want to leave a little bit of some space towards the lower part. That is because you want to fold it together. You want to go ahead and add the pork. Now you don't want to add a lot of it. That way you have enough room to close the tamale. Towards the center of your tamale, you want to lay your pork before sealing that together. Now you're gonna fold both sides in, press down a little bit, fold the bottom where there is no masa up, lay it on a plate until you have all your tamales together, because you do want to have them all ready before putting them into your steaming pot because they all have to cook at the same time all together.
So just gonna put some there.
So this is another way that you could do it. You take a thin piece of, whether it's a Ziploc bag,
And smooth it out like that.
yes. Take your masa, smoothen it out with the plastic over it, and it does make it a lot easier. But this is completely up to you. Everyone kind of makes them their own ways.
Okay, then I'll fold one
Yes.
side over.
And then the other side,
And the other
press
side.
down a little bit, and then fold the bottom up.
Perfect. And I'll put it aside.
There we go. There you go.
I think that's.
We did that.
did it.
That was
Oh look, this is the stuff. Now that we got the tamales all ready to go, we're gonna bring them over and set them in the pot. And Ben's gonna help me
All right, so we're
set them
gonna
in there.
have them standing up with the open ends up.
Right.
And we're just gonna set them in here. Kind of make a little.
Just sit them in there vertically.
Yeah.
And then just build around them. Yep. And make sure that they're out of the water, not sitting in the water, just for them to be steamed,
And so we put some corn husks down in there
and a little bit of foil.
to keep them from sitting in the water.
Correct.
Okay.
Perfect. And now we put them on here, cover it, and we turn it on to medium high.
So how long are we gonna let these steam?
We typically let them per layer. It's an hour per layer. So we have one layer there. We're gonna do 1 hour, and then we'll check them after 1 hour.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, it's been about an hour and a half. Now it's time to take them out. Man, they're ready. They smell great. Give them a couple of minutes to cool off and
Excited
ready
to dive
dig
in. Yeah.
That's right.
This is when I show up. All the work's done.
When you got plenty of time and not a lot of money, you can create this.
And it's
Enjoy.
amazing.
They're delicious.
Tamales are awesome. Try these at home. Don't be afraid of them. Remember, it's a recipe in several parts. You make them individually, then you compile it together. You notice we started with a lot of people today because it's the assembly phase. Hour and a half later, it's cooked, it's done, it's delicious. We encourage you to sit there and try to make this with your family and friends. Tamales aren't just for Christmas Eve.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and we will see you again next one.
How are they?
These are delicious.
Muy delicioso.
Muy delicioso.
Muy delicioso.
It really is good. Every part is a great flavor.
Happy
Happy
Cinco de
Cinco de
Mayo.
Mayo.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Try one with some ketchup.
That's what I'm about to do.
Try one. I think it's mainly because of the kids. You grow up, you don't eat it with salsa, but you eat it with ketchup.
With ketchup.
That's just.
That's so much ketchup.
You have so much more.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan.
You're not? Okay. Well, maybe it's because you're white. Or maybe it's a Mexican thing.